We're back now at 8:20 with a mansion mystery. Where's the owner of a $100 million California estate that's been lovingly cared for but empty for nearly half a century? Here's NBC's Bob Dotson.
It's called Bellasguardo, Beautiful View, and you can see why. Perched over the Pacific in Santa Barbara, it looks like it's waiting for someone who has gone off for the weekend.
Wow, these are pretty roses.
But the owner hasn't been seen in Santa Barbara since Barbara Doran was a kid.
It's like The Secret Garden and Nancy Drew all rolled up into one.
Doran's dad took care of the place for 50 years. Most of that time, caretakers were the only ones living on this 23-acre estate.
If a 6-year-old plays hide and seek in a place like this, she may never be found.
Unless she wants to be found.
Same with the sole owner, 104-year-old Huguette Clark. This is the last known photo of one of the most secretive and wealthiest women in America. Her belongings fill 42 rooms in the largest apartment on New York's prestigious Fifth Avenue, overlooking Central Park. But the staff has only seen her a few times in the past 30 years. She's not at her sprawling Connecticut estate either. Andre Bayens, Huguette's great half-nephew, says she bought it back during the Cold War, but never moved in.
Everything stopped for her when her mother died.
Her life stopped, too.
She didn't want to go out. No, she just would be at home and play with her dolls.
Huguette gave them as gifts to children of friends around the world. Once, she bought 2 first-class seats to Paris and sent her personal physician along to see that the doll arrived safely. One of Huguette's companions figured the doll probably ended up in the overhead bin, so the doctor could take his wife. The reclusive heiress had no children of her own, but
She would invite me over to have tea in the afternoon.
the little girl who hid in the garden, like her.
I have a great picture that she took of me.
With a Polaroid camera, one of the world's first instant pictures.
What was Huguette like?
Very warm, very giving.
Why would someone so giving hide herself away? Perhaps she grew tired of living life in the headlines. Her father, former Montana Senator William Clark, was 62 when Huguette was born. Her mother, Anna, 23. No record of their marriage was ever found. Society buzzed. But Clark was rich as Rockefeller, so he set them up in a Fifth Avenue mansion that cost 3 times more than the original Yankee Stadium. Huguette inherited a fortune in railroad cars, copper mines, cattle, timber, and banks. Her dad also owned the land that would one day be known as Las Vegas. But it was here in Santa Barbara that she began backing away from all that, retreating from the world after a brief marriage. Her husband, William Gower, was a bank clerk making $30 a week. She told her friends great wealth was a menace to happiness. So was Edward Fitzgerald, the Duke of Leinster, who told a British bankruptcy court he came to America looking for a rich wife.
It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. When I think about it, it's awful, awful.
The Duke denied newspaper reports that Huguette and he were a couple, but she stepped into the shadows for good.
She's still alive. She's still alive.
In New York City, he said. My colleague Bill Dedman, MSNBC.com's investigative reporter, tracked her to a hospital.
It's drab, patient names written on a board in the hallway. It couldn't be more ordinary.
She's doing fine, her attorney says, but wants to be left alone. So we will not reveal the hospital's location. Huguette was born to great wealth in a gilded age. She's lived her long life in a gilded cage. There are no heirs to her vast fortune. What will happen to it is a mystery, like the life she lives. For today, Bob Dotson, Santa Barbara, California.
You know, just because, you can have everything and it's not enough. It's nothing, in the end. You feel kind of sad.
It is a sad story.
I'm bummed out.
I'm not. No, I think it's kind of intriguing, but I want to know how Dotson got over the fence. How did he get in there? How did he get in that property?
Or as Keith Morrison said, or did he?
Can you imagine 23 acres overlooking the ocean in Santa Barbara?
Man.
know.
That's a nice spread. Pretty nice. Anyway, MSNBC.com will have new revelations on this story next month. How's that for a tease?
Yeah.
Just ahead. Mark it on your
calendar.
calendar. One of the biggest stars in country music, Carrie Underwood, after your local news.